In this video, we're going to talk about how to wholesale real estate with mortgages on them. Let's get into this. What's up, everybody? It's Jamel Gibbs, your family-oriented entrepreneur. And on this channel, what we do is we teach real estate investors how to create time and freedom through proven real estate investing strategies. And what I wanted to talk about today was how to wholesale real estate with mortgages on them. The reason I wanted to get into this is because I got a question from a YouTube subscriber, and that YouTube subscriber specifically asked today's question: how to wholesale real estate with mortgages on them. So I actually wanted to do a deep dive into this so that you guys can get a clear understanding of how this whole thing works. So first and foremost, let's talk about how wholesaling real estate actually works. Now, I've done a ton of videos. I actually have an entire playlist on how to wholesale real estate on my YouTube channel. I'm going to be sure to link it up in the cards up at the top so you can go ahead and check that out. But to keep it really simple for you, for those of you who are brand new to my channel, let me explain how wholesaling real estate actually works. Basically, what wholesaling is acquiring a contract on a property at a deep enough discount for you to be able to go ahead and make a profit. It could be residential real estate, it can be commercial real estate, it can be industrial, it can be land, it can be any type of property that's owned by someone that you can get a contract on to buy. Then all you're doing is you're selling your rights to purchase that piece of real estate to someone else for a profit. Now, when it comes to wholesaling real estate, most people that are not in the real estate industry or just getting started in the real estate industry, they think that you cannot wholesale houses that have mortgages on them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and debunk that myth in this video. And we're going to share some examples of how it's not only possible, but how it's very profitable for you to be able to do it as well. Now, just to give you an example of how wholesaling actually works, let's just say you find a piece of real estate that's worth $100,000. Let's just say it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. And that particular house, again, is worth $100,000. Now, it's only worth $100,000 if it was in tip-top shape. Now, being that this property is going to need some work, it's your job as a wholesaler to get this property at a discount. Now, let's just say you were to negotiate a $50,000 price point with the seller who's looking to sell this property. The way most people think wholesaling actually works is the seller will get the $50,000 that you negotiated with them, and they go ahead and walk away with that particular profit on their property. And that could be true if the house is free and clear. But what if there's a mortgage on a property? Well, let's use another example. Let's just say you have a house that's, again, worth $100,000. You find a deal and you negotiate a $50,000 price point on that particular deal. And let's just say the seller doesn't have the property paid off. Let's just say that the property has a $40,000 mortgage on it. Well, all that means is if you negotiated a $50,000 price point with the seller will then get the $50,000 that you paid to them and pay off the $40,000 note that's on the property. So the difference between the note of $40,000 and the $50,000 price point that they accepted from you will go into the seller's pockets. So what's the difference there? It's $10,000 to the seller. So what we in essence just created was a wholesale deal on a property that has a mortgage on it. So again, going back to the original question, can you wholesale a property that has a mortgage on it? The simple answer is yes. And we just debunked that entire myth that you can't do it. That's how traditional wholesaling works, where you're looking for a deep enough discount to be able to make a huge profit or at least a decent margin on a property, usually between 10 and 20% profit of what the after repair value on the property is. But what if there's a higher mortgage on a property? Can you still wholesale those types of deals? You absolutely can. All you have to do is think outside the box and start getting creative with the way you make your offers on these real estate deals. Now, I actually put together a video on how to make creative offers. I'll be sure to link it up at the top. In fact, this is a formula that I personally created myself in order to get more real estate deals in general. So be sure to check that video out in order to see how you can start making creative offers as well. Going back to my initial question, what if there's a higher mortgage on a property? Can you still wholesale these types of deals? And again, the answer is absolutely yes. Here's an example of what you can do if there's a higher mortgage on a property. Let's just say, using that same example, you have a deal where the house is worth $100,000 fixed up, but there's a mortgage on a property for $75,000. Now, honestly, most wholesalers will look at this deal and they'll walk away from it because there's not a lot of profit spread in their eyes on this particular deal. They can't get it at a deep enough discount when using the maximum allowable offer formula, which is 70 cents on a dollar minus the repairs equals your offer. And again, I actually have a video on the Mayo formula, which I'll link up at the top for you as well. So what can you do when you can't use the MAO formula, the Mayo formula, in order to make deals as a real estate investor? Really simple. Let's just say, using that $100,000 house as an example, where there's a mortgage on the property for $75,000. What if you were to pay the seller $75,000, then you turn around and sell that property for market value, for $100,000 on terms? Then you turn around, collect the $25,000 up front, and then you allow the buyer to make payments back to the seller while you collect your $25,000 up front and you walk away from the deal. That's just one example of a strategy that I call hybrid wholesaling. In fact, it's a strategy that I made up myself. I coined it hybrid wholesaling because what it is a blend of creative investing and wholesaling in order for real estate investors to go out there and make some money. Now, using another example, what if you were to take that same $100,000 house that has a $75,000 mortgage on it, but instead of giving a seller a lump sum of money up front, you ask the seller if they can accept their payments over time, over a course of, let's say, 60 months, 120 months, something like that. And then you turn around and you find a buyer who's willing to put down $10,000 as an option fee. You collect that option fee in a form of a, let's say, a wholesale fee, a hybrid fee, and then you allow the buyer to make payments to you over time. So you sandwich yourself in the deal. So you get some money up front from the buyer. You collect money every single month. The difference between what you negotiate with the seller, whatever the seller's payments are, and what you negotiate with the buyer. And then when your buyer is ready to close the deal, you'll go ahead and collect the rest. Let's put that in numbers terms for you to understand a little easier. Again, you have a house that's worth $100,000. You negotiate a $75,000 price point with your seller. You then go ahead and sell the property for $100,000. Your buyer puts down 10 grand as a fee, which goes directly into your pocket. You can equate that to a wholesale fee. The buyer will then pay you, let's just say, $1,000 a month, where you turn around and pay your seller $500 a month. So that gives you $10,000 in your pockets up front, the same way you would collect on a wholesale deal. The difference is you're collecting passive income every single month as well. $500 in passive income. So your buyer pays down to $90,000. You owe $75,000 to your seller, and the difference on the back end will be another $15,000 in your pockets. So you'll still collect the $25,000 and you'll collect the $500 per month every single month for as long as you control the property. And in fact, I would actually bump that number up above what the ARV is in order to maximize your profit potential, because buyers will pay you more money when they don't have to go to the bank in order to be able to get a mortgage on a property. And if the buyer doesn't pay, guess what? You can do it all over again with someone else as long as you control the property. This, my friend, is one of the strategies, one of the several strategies that I use in my hybrid wholesaling formula. And if you want access to my hybrid wholesaling blueprint, be sure to check the link in the description box where it says "Get More from Jamel." I have a free video for you explaining how hybrid wholesaling actually works, how I overpay for properties and I'm still able to make a profit on them. Another thing, if you want to know how to negotiate these types of deals, be sure to check the link in the description box where you can download my REI solution sheet, aka my deal matrix sheet, and you can go ahead and start negotiating these types of deals for yourself as well. So listen, go ahead and like this video, subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, and share this video with all your real estate investing friends or people who generally want to get started in real estate, because this is easy to do once you know how to do it. If you educate yourself, what you're doing right now by watching my YouTube videos, but more important than educating yourself, if you start applying this information, that's going to be the difference maker for you. So get out there, take massive action in order to get massive results. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to talk to y'all on the next one. Peace.